Yo guys, welcome back to the Ultra Squad. Today we're here with part 2 of what is now for me right there with like hajime. You guys really actually enjoyed right there like part 1 of the series that I put out, so I'm making part 2 of it. So yeah, I'm be mostly doing shield heroes right there, like what if or like on this channel. So I hope you guys stay tuned for it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this what if. Now, the last part we actually left off, we're basically right there now for me at the king's like castle, as they basically right there the whole party was actually going on, as everybody was there. They were enjoying themselves, congratulating right there the three heroes for defeating the wave and also the boss. As we have your boy now for me right there sitting on top of the window. Basically, he was not enjoying the party. Like he just wanted to get the reward and basically get out of there. Like he wanted to craft more of his weapons, because they're using the shield he won't get far. Of course, he was thinking that maybe he should actually craft for there probably right there like a sniper or like revolver or AK-47 for like Raftalia. I think that she may be pretty good with a gun. So yeah, as he's pretty much thinking of that, original Raftalia will go up to him and she will offer him cake, as like Naofumi will actually decline, but she will actually persuade him, as Naofumi will actually give in. And as right there he will actually say like, it's really good. As yeah, as he's actually like him and Raftalia are talking, basically right there like the spear hero right there, Moriarty, will come up to him and he would challenge Naofumi to a duel, and asking Naofumi to release Raftalia from actually his slave command, like seal or whatever crest. As pretty much Naofumi would actually just look at him, as he would just tell him that slaves are basically already like legal inside his kingdom, as he doesn't see like nothing wrong with it. As he would just walk away, as the guards would just stop him there, as the king Trash will go up and demand for him to fight the spear hero to relieve to save Raftalia. And if the shield hero, if the spear hero wins, then Raftalia gets free right there from the shield hero. And basically right there now for me wins, then he keeps Raftalia. So heck, the guards will actually take Raftalia by the hands, and restrain her. Naofumi was about to pull out his revolver, but he actually just said screw it, as he would just accept the duel from Moriarty, as the duel will actually commence. As we will actually see Naofumi inside his waiting cell room or whatever you want to call it, as basically he's just there polishing off his donor, his two revolvers, as he was actually ready to show this world that he's not a pushover, this kingdom that they proved him wrong, all the wrongdoing that he's been through and the hell he has to go through just to get this far. As immediately the gates will just be lifted open, and Naofumi will put his two revolvers into his gun holder, from around his waist, covered by his cloak. Immediately he will go and make his way towards the arena, as there he see Moriarty waiting for him, as pretty much the king will actually announce the duel and the rule of the match. Well, basically there's no any rules, but he will just commence the duel, as immediately the duel will begin. As Moriarty would go up, as he would just go charging his spear towards Naofumi, as everybody inside the arena thinking heck, the spear hero is definitely gonna win this, and come on, the shield can't do anything but defense. Moriarty is just basically of attacking. So yeah, so they were all rooting for the spear hero. As we go into the fight, as Moriarty will just start charging at Naofumi at full speed, but by mistake of his end, as immediately Naofumi will reach into to his side, as he will pull out two revolvers aiming at Moriarty. Now Moriarty sees it and he's completely shocked. His eyes just widen, as he will see Naofumi pull out his two revolvers, as Naofumi will have a grin on his face, as immediately he will go and shoot Moriarty. As Moriarty got hit by the two revolvers, as he will immediately back up, and Naofumi didn't he kept on shooting at Moriarty, and Moriarty was actually on the defense, and he was running away from Naofumi at this point. But he kept on still getting hit by his bullet, as pretty much right there Moriyasu was basically right there like on the defensive, as he called Naofumi out for cheating and for having a gun. Like, he even asked him, how did he even have a gun? Like, how did he even bring this gun to this world? As Naofumi was was actually just say to Moriarty, saying like to suck it up, that you wanted a duel that you said that you were gonna win, and so here I am, like, I'm basically beating you now. Like come on, you said you were the spirit hero, show me. Which he would just keep on blasting at now, like, as Moriarty, which right now right there like Moriarty pretty much had enough, as he would just go and use his like lightning ability or storm ability. I don't know what to call it, guys, but still, his lightning spear, as he would immediately go right there like with great speed charge at like what Naofumi, which Naofumi would do right there his flash step, which he would teleport backwards, and immediately he would teleport right in front of like Moriarty, basically right there like hitting him right inside right there the stomach with his shield, and also lightning covering his like hand, as he felt like Moriarty felt so much pain going through his body, as immediately right there he felt something that bit him right there at the side. And once he actually looks, as he would see right there like what pretty much a balloon monster right there invited him, as it was not right there a normal balloon monster. No, these were red balloon monsters, as they pretty much had razor blades sharp teeth, like pretty much right there digging into your flesh and bones. So, which Moriarty was actually thinking like how did he actually do that? And immediately Naofumi will reveal the cloak of balloon monsters that he'd been keeping like just underneath him. As people saw this, like, damn, they're like, this guy is crazy, this hero is crazy, as most of them called him out for basically cheating for using a monster, as Moriarty also claimed him to fight him fair square with his shield, and he would try to attack Naofumi again, which Naofumi would use his air domanic to jump inside the air, as pretty much getting super high, as immediately Naofumi will go and pull out right there one of his tools that he created, which was a flashbang. Immediately he would go throw it at Moriarty, as like what? It would go and blind him, as like pretty much Moriarty was blinded by the light, which this was Naofumi's chance, as he appeared right in front of like what? Moriarty, as he completely punched him inside the face with so much force that he went flying back, as immediately right there like Naofumi went and he threw right there some balloon monsters at him, as immediately like what? He would go and use his chain prison as trapping him inside with the monsters, as like Moriarty was just going through the hellish torture. Like, this guy would scream out in pain for this thing to stop, as like everybody inside the arena they were just kind of like confused, because they never seen anything like it. Like, they don't know what a gun is, they don't know what a flashbang is, they don't know nothing about it, as they know nothing, so they can't really call out the match for for cheating, of course, seeing that they don't know what it is, as like most of them were screaming like how the shield hero have no honor inside a duel or things like that. But now he doesn't really care. Like, he doesn't care about these people. So with this, the other two heroes will actually kind of be in shock, as they never expected Naofumi to have a gun, of course, and all these weird cool abilities that they never even heard of. And they will actually now know that Naofumi won this, because there is no way Moriarty can defeat right there a revolver right there, heck, there's no way. So right there, heck, Naofumi would just go, as he would just undo the shield prison, or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but he will immediately remove it, as pretty much Moriarty will be covered in scratches, bite marks, as he'd be bleeding out quite badly, as Naofumi told him do you give up, as Moriarty would say go to hell, bastards. And with this, Naofumi will actually put his revolver at his face, ready to finish it off. But immediately Naofumi will actually get hit by from behind from a magic attack, sending Naofumi tumbling right there halfway across the arena. As once he looks back, he will see Mine there with her hands out, as she just shot right there a magic attack at me. Naofumi was actually quite angry about this, but he couldn't think about this now because right now Moriarty got up and he took this chance to attack Naofumi, which Naofumi would use his air-domatic as he would jump inside the air. As immediately right there, as Naofumi did that, he would point his two revolvers at right there like Moti, yeah, I think it was Moti or mine. I can't really I'm basically gonna call her redhead, like tomato, whatever. So yeah, so yeah, her name is Mine. Sorry, yeah, Mine. As pretty much right there, Naofumi would just go and shoot right there like his revolver at her, as hitting right there her actually knee. As pretty much right there she couldn't walk. She was in truly immense pain. As pretty much Moriarty sees this, as he cursed Naofumi out, who pretty much shoot at a harmless woman, especially a princess. As heck, Naofumi didn't really care. He immediately got back onto the ground as Moriarty started charging at him at full power. But immediately Naofumi would go and he would actually desummon his revolver, as pretty much Naofumi would use the airstrike shield to pretty much hit Moriarty. As immediately Moriarty got back up after that attack, as he would start charging straight towards Naofumi again. Naofumi right there would summon a magic circle, and immediately he will pull out two assault rifles at Moriarty. Moriarty sees this as he completely stops in his tracks, as he sees Naofumi with two revolvers, two assault rifles, as he will see Naofumi with the biggest grin on his face, as he actually thought that he's basically dead. As immediately right there, heck, Moriarty got his knees as he started pleading for his life, it was just all a joke, and that it was supposed to be a friendly duel, as that he actually basically forfeits the game, and he actually admits defeat to Naofumi. So this one, yes, Naofumi does win this, as everybody was actually quite surprised. The shield hero, the spear hero, sorry about that, I keep on confusing them, was actually on his knees begging for the shield hero's life. As heck, pretty much right there, Raphtalia found this funny, and she starts laughing at him, as the other people right there called Naofumi out for cheating or things like that. But heck, pretty much he didn't really care, he just won. So Naofumi would go, as he would tell right there to get back Raphtalia, as this is where things would get changed differently, as immediately right there, they would, the king would just look at the gods, would just prepare, would start to remove Raphtalia's slave crest. As Naofumi sees this, as she would see Raphtalia in pain, immediately he would go and shoot his revolver at one of the gods that was basically removing it, killing him instantly. As Naofumi will appear up there, as he would beat all the gods that was actually at Raphtalia's side, completely knocking them out, but unfortunately one died. As Naofumi would see that they completely removed Raphtalia's slave crest, as basically Naofumi actually was actually unhappy about this, as he pretty much yelled at the king that they had a deal, that he was not supposed to remove Raphtalia's crest and things like that. So yeah, that basically happens. He doesn't actually unlock the race shield or something like that at this point. It'll be later on. So yeah. So we pretty much have a time skip all the way to the next day, as we will see right there the four heroes there with Raphtalia and their parties, of course, with the other heroes' parties there, as the king was preparing to give their rewards. As once they actually got to Naofumi, the king actually ordered right there Naofumi, he's not getting any rewards for basically for basically him right there with his disrespect, and also him having a slave, and also right there for cheating inside right there the match with Moriarty. With this, Naofumi will actually get angry, as he immediately will actually teleport towards the king, as he will have a revolver at his throat. As pretty much the god sees this, as they got ready to attack, but immediately Naofumi pulls out his second revolver, telling him that if anyone moves close, he will kill the king. Now everybody was completely frozen, as they're heck, they tried to plead with Naofumi, and what are you doing? As pretty much right there, the king demands Naofumi to let him go, as Naofumi actually just looks at the king with cold eyes, as pretty much right there, he was looking into Naofumi's red eyes, as he was feeling true terror right now. As Naofumi right there was looking at him, he goes and says like, listen here, king. I couldn't really hardly give a crap about this kingdom, but if you cheat me out of my right there like what reward, I will kill you, and the people right there that is working for you. I will kill them right there until right there like heck you are the last one, until right there you see not to mess with me. So if I were you, I'll make the wise choice to pretty much right there give me the proper reward that I pretty much earn, and also double it because right there like double my reward for you being a bitch. Like heck, Deadshot style. So yeah, so the king will actually deny, as pretty much Naofumi will pull the gun right there like deeper down his throat. Well, kind of like deeper right there at his throat, as the king was now terrified. He doesn't know what this like device or weapon really is. So basically really he agrees, as Naofumi will actually look at him and he said like, great. And also right there, if you actually try that thing that thing again, I will leave the kingdom right there, and also right there join the other kingdoms, of course. And right there, basically you lose your only hero. And also, heck, I heard that the queen is basically out of this kingdom, so I can pretty much inform her of your wrongdoing. As immediately the king paled about this, like heck, the queen actually told him not to mess with the shield hero, or pretty much to piss him off, as she is trying to form an alliance with the demi-humans, of course. So heck, the king actually agrees, as pretty much yes, Naofumi does actually know about the queen and this, but like he got some information, sorry about that. So yeah, so with this, Naofumi reward will get doubled, and like heck, nobody dies. So with this, Naofumi right there will leave with basically Raftalia at his side, as they will go to the slave crest to get like Raftalia right there like a new right there slave crest. So yeah, so pretty much like heck, once she actually got there, like they immediately start to put the crest on Raftalia, as basically Naofumi will actually like get the egg, like the Felolio egg, that he pretty much right there like thought it was a waste of money, but heck, he got his money right there doubled. Like heck, like sucks to be the other heroes, of course. And so with this, Naofumi will actually go around town, like everything will happen similar inside this canon. So basically he would go around, people would thank him for saving the village and things like that, and like heck, they will give him gifts, and like Naofumi will get a grimoire and some books and rewards, of course. So heck, he pretty much sure that is all set, as pretty much we actually time skip all the way to like what to where pretty much where they're like where Naofumi is at the village, and they're pretty much rebuilding it. Naofumi is there, like he's helping out until the Shield Heroes party actually comes, at like Multi right there Multi, yeah, as she pretty much right there demand, like she pretty much like tells them that this district belongs to the Spear Heroes and things like that, as pretty much she would just do that stupid like tax thing, like 50 right there like what copper or silver to enter the city, and 50 to exit. Like bro, like that was so stupid. So yeah, so like heck, immediately like they would start calling the spear hero out for being a crook and actually a selfish right there like person, as basically right there Molten was ready to execute them, as original right there. This whole scene will play out similar in the anime, which Naofumi will agree to actually like raise the pretty much spear hero, as pretty much Fido's already hatched, as she's already fully grown, and like she wanted to race, as Naofumi just decided like he was actually down because he wanted to test out his like new invention. He literally invented right there a motorbike and like a car. Like he wanted to test them out, but heck, he's gonna have to test them out another day. So with this, like heck, the race will actually commence, and this will play really similar inside the anime, so nothing would change there. With just like heck, Fido will obviously end up winning like the match, of course, as she will turn herself into a Felolio. So yeah, that pretty much happened. So yeah, like I said, yeah, Naofumi basically actually won that race, as basically like heck, they basically won the card, as basically he gets the toll for basically right there like traveling around places, as like heck, Philo loved putting the cards, so they pretty much set out as they were planning on which place to pretty much go. As Naofumi decided to go to one dungeon, of course, which it was actually kind of be nice. Like he probably might find some cool right there, like supplies or items or things like that to make him right there like a modified right there weapon for Ratalia or armor or something like that. Which Ratalia actually like appreciated as they decided like nighttime already hits as they decided to pretty much rest up as like they once they actually finish resting inside the morning, like heck, now for me with Theory there like a girl sleeping on his lap, like basically right there like no clothes on, like yeah, naked. So yeah, so basically this will be Philo as they will actually like heck like everything will play out similar as they will just go to the blacksmith as they will ask for pretty much right there like if he has like any like magic clothes that doesn't rip while she actually transforms or something like that. As he tells them to pretty much go and check a dress shop or something like that. As they pretty much go there, as like heck, the lady there told like now for me that he needs some magic thread, which heck, luckily right there like he knows how to pretty much get it, like the magic item, like he has the gemstone. So yeah, so they basically don't waste their time looking for the items or the materials to make the magic thread, because Naofumi already has the equipment here ready and made like inside his inventory, of course. So he would just basically go ready to the witch's place. I mean that witch's clothing, like no, not clothing store, but magic store, whatever. But still, as she was like heck, she would just explain to her wheel is broken as now for me we're actually prepared to fix it, so they don't waste their time going on like looking for some magic threads like gemstone or whatever. As Philo will actually start pouring her magical like energy into like the threads, as like she'll be making her own magic thread, as it will be already done, as pretty much that Philo will actually get her dress way earlier on in this one, not wasting any more time. As pretty much now for me decided like heck, that burning daylight and yeah, chop, they need to get going. So with this, now for me will actually just summon his pretty much Humvee, as pretty much Natalia asks what is this, and pretty much Philo was actually curious as she thought she could pretty much eat it. So with this, now for me will explain that it pretty much is a mobile vehicle that we in his world is actually called right there like a jeep or a car, whatever, that is way more faster than the car. So the two of them got in as they immediately went into like the next like quest as they were decided to go to the dungeon, of course. As they were actually once they actually got to the dungeon, the drive was basically like fun for like Philo and Reptalia. They basically enjoyed the ride, like they were going way more faster than ever like before, as pretty much they actually got to the dungeon, as they actually like once they actually got there, they actually cleared out most of it, as pretty much that they kept leveling up as now he kept on feeding his shield right there like monsters, and also taking a few for himself, eating it too, which like some of them like Natalia thought that was basically weird to eat monsters like meat, as Philo just wanted to try, which now for me to stop the before that she could even do so, but it was already too late. Philo just started eating the monster, their flesh, and like heck, immediately she would just start having right there some weird headaches, pains, and things like that going on around her whole body. And immediately now for me would give the ambrosia, like holy water, to Philo to drink, which she would junk it down right there quickly, as the pain will actually immediately go away. As pretty much to now for me surprise Philo level, like I think she was level like 17, or like no, she was level 19, and like heck, and she immediately got a boost in power to level right there like 28. So yeah, she actually jumped right there a high amount of level, as now for me was actually kind of surprised that like nothing big change happened to Philo. The fact that she's still normal, whatever, but she like her level she just leveled up even like further, and like heck, now for me wanted to test something out, as he orders Philo to use the ability of the monsters that like that monster pretty much used and things like that, which this monster was actually able already to breathe out flame like fire. So with this, Philo will actually try to breathe out fire, as it will immediately already scare her and like shock everyone there, as like Raptalia asks how this is possible, which Naofumi will go and explain that if you eat monster meat and pretty much drink ambrosia, like you're pretty much already like able already to gain a boost in power so quickly. That's how he is able already to like consume monster meat, and pretty much this is the whole reason why he's actually powerful, of course. Like pretty much right there, like if Philo is immune to monster meat and things like that, like she can keep on eating it, eventually becoming stronger. Which heck, Philo decided to try right there another one, but heck, Naofumi basically stops her before she can do anything crazy, of course. As they eventually go deeper and deeper inside the dungeon until they actually reach one room. So yeah, they will immediately make it to one of this like dungeon rooms, as the door was basically big. Immediately Naofumi was proceeded to open it. Now Karen was actually live inside, as once she actually got there, Naofumi will see right there like a girl basically captured there, as like she was basically being restrained by this some kind of weird cube thing, as basically only her front area was only showing, as her bottom area was basically sealed off by the cube. As like Naofumi will have the same encounter what Reda Hajime did with actually you, as basically he will proceed to ask her why like who is she and why was she still down here, as like pretty much like heck she will go to explain that she was actually betrayed by her actually comrades, as she's basically a vampire, of course. As pretty much Naofumi actually like felt her like pain, like the felt of betrayal and things like that, as pretty much like heck Naofumi will proceed to release her. Basically Raptalia thought it was like a bad idea, and heck but Naofumi did not really care, as he immediately goes and says for that you are free, using the lightning magic, breaking the seal that actually was holding her. As immediately right there like Naofumi does that, the monster right there that was actually inside the room will actually fall down from the ceiling, as the monster will go and attack right there like the group, which Naofumi was actually prepared, as immediately they will go and launch right there like a counter attack, as basically right there like immediately Naofumi will actually just go and summon a sword for Rotalia that he actually made himself, which was actually made from the strongest materials from this world, of course. So immediately he goes and throws her that, as he would just go and take his revolvers, as he would just start shooting the monster down, as basically right there like trying to get through its actually skills and pretty much that. Like Naofumi kept on throwing flash grenades, like bombs, things like that, to pretty much slow it down, while you basically like heck she was nibbling on Naofumi's neck, drinking right there his blood, as like pretty much right there Naofumi thought like hey, if she's here just to drink his blood, she has time to help. Immediately you just basically just goes summons like a huge like ball of energy, slamming it on the monster's like head, as this was actually the chance that Naofumi needed, as he immediately takes out his assault rifles, two of them, as he immediately just starts firing at the monsters, completely destroying it, of course, which Naofumi did level up from that, and also the group too. As pretty much right there like heck Naofumi will go and feed his shield that kind of monsters, and also keeping some for himself, which heck Fido obviously ate half of that monster right there. Like it tasted so good for her, of course. It tasted like chicken, which Naofumi actually decided like heck, if she's gonna eat monster meat, like he's gonna have to cook it for her like properly, like wash it down, like wash all the poison. Like he doesn't even want Fido to get sick or something like that. So heck, so pretty much like heck, once Naofumi already fed the monster his shield, and like pretty much fed his shield the monsters, like he immediately just decided to leave the dungeon, of course, while like also bringing you along on his trip, as Naofumi explains that he's basically the shield hero and things like that, which Yu was actually quite surprised, as she never actually expected the shield hero to be here of all places, but she was grateful, as the two of them were all of them were making outside, as they were preparing to go to a nearby town or like to rest up. As I'm gonna be leaving it here for today, guys. If you guys like this, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys inside the next one. Peace.